Oh yes. Can you feel that? No, neither can I. Huh. Oh, you didn't expect this, did ya? I ain't no superhero, my name's Brother Neuro. I ain't no SJW that you know. I got a disease, I ain't got a cure, yo. I could touch you, but I wouldn't be sure, though. Have to look down and check, ain't got a clue, though. Oh, bro knows nerves going down to zero, like the pound going up and down to the euro. I got an acid tongue, a jalapeno, sting ya, but it's sweet to me like a churro. Your intellectualism is pseudo. I can hit you with my abusive judo. Oh, I'm incredulous and I'm credible, and incredible, well-fed, well-federal, like a bureau. But your subscribers don't count, it's just me and you, though. Oh, no sense, no feeling, no cure, no healing. I punch Nazis all day, night and evening, till my fingers are broken and bleeding. I'm not the hero you're wanting or needing, but I'm not giving up and leaving until I get your numbers down to zero. Feel all the pain I can, cause I'm Brother Neuro. Woo!
Brother Nero, I knew you'd come.
Yeah, I do my own sound effects with my mouth. My name's Brother Neuro. I haven't been on here for, well, I think it was February was the last time I did a video. But as you all know, where there's no sense, there's no feeling. And it's normally in my videos, you'll see me go after one person, or you'll see me focus on a very specific couple of things. And this one, I'm going to just do a big bonanza. We're just going to get the whole bunch of we're just going to line them up and fucking dick slap these motherfuckers down as quickly as possible. Let's start with that, how shall I call him? Rapist. Andy Warski. You know, I've made some decisions in my life where I thought, was that the right choice? And one of the ones I was never 100% sure of until recently was whether or not it was a good idea, whether or not I should have gone on Andy Warski's live stream with Richard Spencer rather than pretend to be ill so I could sit there and watch Sargon have to take my fucking place. But no, I've started to realise it was probably the best decision I've made this year. Andy, I don't know if you know this about Andy, he's a sensitive soul. You know, when he's not sat there trying to defend his fucking admissions that he fucking, you know, fucked a woman and took a condom off without telling her, and he brags, he mentions this in public. What the fuck is wrong with you, you fucking idiot, right? And then he goes, oh, we dated for 3 months afterwards. I've known women who got the shit beaten out of them by their husbands on a regular basis for years, my friend. So don't try that one. We dated for 3 months afterwards. Oh, well, that's the fucking period, isn't it? Right. Why did you split up? I can't imagine it was anything to do with you, but he posted this tweet last night. I'm going to read this one to you. He said, I am tired of people being my friend and they talk all this shit and not even message me. If you unfollow, fine. I am not even worth a DM when we were friends, you being fake. Now, first of all, that's a terrible fucking sentence structure, right? But also, what the fucking hell? What? I'm sorry? So there are people who you thought were your friends who have unfollowed you, and they didn't even DM you to ask what to tell you why. And now you're mad because them being fake, and now you're crying about it? I hate to break this to you, Andy, but welcome to the internet, bitch. This is the fucking world we live in, my friend. You get this straight, you're surprised that there are people who were only friends with you because they wanted to get attention, and maybe now they don't want anything to do with you because they don't like you. They've realised you're a dick and a piece of shit or whatever, you know, and that you've gone down the fucking rabbit hole. Did you think, Andy, did you think you won them over with your charm and your winning smile and the warmth of your personality? Can I just revel in this for a minute, right? Can we just revel in the fact that the guy who brags about the fact that he invented this new thing called internet blood sports. First of all, Sunbeam, right? It's not internet blood sports. It's a load of cunts on a live stream shouting at each other. Fuck me, there were people, we were doing that 10 years ago when you didn't have any fucking pubes, mate. We were on fucking Stickam, which was impossible to fucking not shout on Stickam because the lag between each fucking screen was about fucking 4 years, right? There were people that you've just rebranded it. People shouting at each other on the internet. It's not a new fucking thing. You've just rebranded it, you fucking arsehole. Now you, the guy who brags that you invented it, and now you're having a little grizzle because someone unfollowed you. right? But it's okay, but he deleted that tweet. It's a good job I got a copy of it, because he deleted it. I don't know whether he felt a bit embarrassed about it, or maybe he was getting shit, but then he posts this one. I am heavily medicated right now. Not gonna lie. I got the flu. Probably not a good idea to be on Twitter when I feel like I am flying. Translation, ignore all that whiny, silly, embarrassing shit that I said earlier that made me look like a grizzly little bitch. Ignore that. I am fucking off me because I got the flu. I've had a Lemsip and 2 ibuprofen. I've had 1 Bisodol and I am gangster tripping right now. Whoa, fuck me. I am whizzing off me fucking tits. What's that? Oh, it's like fucking, you're like Keith Moon, Andy. You sad sack of shit. But let's go back to an old friend of ours, Peter Sweden. He was the first person, he was kind of the person who I made the first ever Brother Neuro video to. Now, Peter Sweden's got several things that he said here. This is quite amazing. The first one, I'm going to put this up because he's posted this several times. CNN claims it's the most trusted news. I think it's the most trusted name in news or whatever. I very much doubt that. This just in. CNN couldn't give a shit. But I do know, however, that I am the most trusted news source on Sweden.
Nigga, that's that bullshit. Nigga, that's that bullshit. They got me fucked up right now on that bullshit.
You know this, do you, Peter? Can I just remind you that, like I did in my last video, and I'm going to remind it any video I bring up, can I remind you that you took a poll on your channel back in December asking your subscribers whether or not you should go back to working in a restaurant and give up this internet stuff, or whether you should carry on being an internet journalist. And 77% of the people in that poll told you to go fucking do one. Said, Peter, you are dumber than a sack of owl shit. Fuck off, right? And you're still here. Yeah, so you're the most trusted news source on Sweden. You're not a news source, Peter. You're a YouTuber who talks about news that's being reported by actual journalists. Real journalists, Peter, they go out and they actually get stories. You don't. You sit there, you're just like anyone. It's like me calling myself a news source. I'm not a news source. Right? And it's nothing, there's no shame in it. It's what everyone fucking does. You got all these independent we're independent, we're not corporate media, and yet every story they fucking do, they go, we're this independent news source, we're more trustworthy than the corporate media, and yet every news story starts, so the New York Times has reported, so the Washington Post has reported, so CNN has reported, so the BBC has reported, so the fucking this, that and the other has reported. It's like, yeah, you're independent, but you're still using you're still using the media that you claim is all corrupt and bullshit, aren't you? Right? And that's all you do, you don't even read the news well. You're shit at that. But as you may be aware, we had this incident recently where there was a shooter at YouTube headquarters, which was great. I thought it was hilarious watching, because the person who did it, right? The person who did it would turn out to be she was a Persian woman who was a vegan, who on her website quoted Hitler. She was clearly pro-gun, and she was an animal rights activist, but she hated YouTube as well. It's like no one knew what to do with it. She completely confused the fuck out of everyone. It's like, because no one knew what the fuck, where do we go with this one? And as always, you get dickheads like Peter Sweden who try and jump on the bandwagon before there's any information or understanding of anything that's fucking happened. And one of the things Peter Sweden was reporting was that apparently the shooter had a headscarf on. So, latest reports are that the YouTube headquarters shooter was wearing dark clothing and a headscarf. Latest reports from what, Peter? From you sat there in Norway. Multiple sources are saying this. I won't link any of them, obviously. You're going to have to take my word on that, because I'm the most trusted name in Sweden. Please, let's not jump to any conclusions. No, Peter, we'll let you do that for us, you fucking knob. But there's one more story he's covered, and this is one that's been picked up by a lot of the British media, and it's one of these stories that's just it's blown out of proportion of this whole sort of like, oh, it's a disgrace what's happening with the world these days. Basically, What appears to have happened is two guys broke into someone's house, and this was the house of one of the people who lived in this house was a 78-year-old man, and he apparently, this guy apparently got, these burglars apparently threatened this old man. He was awake. He woke him up, and one of the burglars got stabbed, right, and he died, right, and the police obviously turned up, like they have a tendency to do, right. And the old man has been arrested, right? And everyone's losing their shit about this. And this is one. Two men break into a 78-year-old pensioner home in London. The burglars, armed with screwdriver, force the old man into kitchen and threatens him. Burglar gets stabbed and dies. 78-year-old homeowner gets arrested by police for murder. For murder. Well, if he stabbed him and that's murder, right? I know he's a burglar, but he's still absolute clownland. Yes, I mean, look, whatever you think of the police, right? The police turn up, right? They've been called out because they've been told there's an incident. They get into this house and there is a man dead on the floor with a screwdriver sticking out of his skull, and the guy who owns the house covered in blood. Of course, the police had this idea, like, do you know what, maybe we should just take this guy in for questioning, and because we have good reason to believe that he's stabbed this guy, and we don't know the full instance, because, believe it or not, we've only got one side of the story here, what with the other guy laying on the floor dead. They don't know what's happened, so yeah, they take the guy in for questioning, because for all they know, they don't know what the fuck happened, do they? So they take him in. They do this thing called an investigation, where they look in to see what happened, right? What did you think they're going to do? The police are going to stroll in and go, oh God, there's a bloke laying dead on the floor. Did you kill him, son? It's okay, you're 78 years old. As we all know, it doesn't matter. You're allowed to murder people once you get to 78. You died in the war for us. It's okay, we'll send the cleaners round in the morning to fucking clear this up, and we'll just sling this geezer in the bin and then put him down the incinerator. You fucking knob. Of course they're going to arrest him. It doesn't matter whether or not they were in his house or not. Someone's been killed. Now, one of the main stories that's been going on is yet again the kids at the Parkland shooting, in particular David Hogg, has been again just fucking smacking the fucking right wing around. They cannot seem to get they cannot deal with the cunt, and I absolutely love it. And one of the things he did was Laura Ingraham did this story about him, and David Hogg just went, "Oh, Laura, gonna mug me off, are you fucking sigh?" And then he just goes, "Oh, let's look at who are your advertisers?" And now Laura Ingraham is shitting advertisers. One of the advertisers that pulled out, and this is when you know it's bad, one of the advertisers was Nestle. When being associated with you is so toxic that fucking Nestle do not want to have Nestle, who have like the worst human rights record of any company. They're listed #1 by Amnesty. They're like the fucking Harlem Globetrotters for human rights violations. There are two different ways to look at this that are both wrong. This is the first one. This was a tweet by a guy called Matthew Dowd. Let's be very clear. Advertisers are not boycotting Laura Ingraham's show because she's a conservative, but because she is a bully, mean-spirited, adds nothing truthful to political discourse, and she lacks a moral compass. In all fairness, that was true before she made this comment about David Hogg, wasn't it? And I honestly don't think that of all the companies in the world that Nestle, right, who are known to use slave labour to destroy fucking communities, to just bulldoze down fucking rainforest, use child slaves involved in human trafficking. I don't think they, purely so they can have our Milky Bar kids and our fucking Perrier water. I don't think they, quite frankly, are a company who's too concerned about Laura Ingram's moral fucking compass. Right? But the other great one here, the amazing atheist. Liberals proud of getting Laura Ingram's advertisers to drop her are pieces of shit. Okay. That's a compliment, isn't it? When the amazing atheist thinks you're a piece of shit, you must be doing something right. All that leads to is more skittish advertisers. which leads to more safe commercial programming, i.e. unwatchable dog shit. If it makes you feel any better, your videos have been unwatchable dog shit for many, many years, mate. Long ago, you went to the unwatchable dog shit fucking zone. Secondly, commercial programming. Let's be honest here. This isn't about. This is about you worried that you're not going to get your ad revenue. And you know what? Fuck you. Good. Don't you make enough money on fucking Patreon? Don't you make enough money from your from all your other shit you do? Don't you make enough money from fucking selling merchandise or what have you, or your shitty books, or haven't you come up with another website, another reason to scam 15, 20 grand out of your subscribers that you won't deliver on? Your pieces of shit. Oh dear. Well, we better fucking go back now, because otherwise the amazing atheists won't like us. Now, this is a great one. This is two posts from an organisation called Turning Point USA, who are an organisation set up by some drippy little fucking pile of sputum called Charlie Kirk, right? And they're a conservative right-wing organisation, involved in activism, what have you. And there's two things they posted here which are beautiful. The first one is this one: leftist hypocrisy. Liberals hate walls while living in houses made of walls.
Nigga, that's that bullshit. Nigga, that's that bullshit. They got me fucked up right now on that bullshit.
Now, who can argue with that? Okay, Charlie, it's not that liberals hate walls. I don't think anyone hates the concept of walls. It's not like they're anti-wall. They're not wall-phobic. They're not wallist bigots or anything. They haven't got this irrational hatred of walls, right? What they are against is the government spending ridiculously huge sums of money that they could spend elsewhere on much more useful stuff on a wall, a 3,000-mile fucking wall that ain't gonna fucking work. But secondly, living in houses made of walls.
Do you have someone who looks after you?
A house, by definition, has to be made of walls. Otherwise, you're just outside, aren't you? Even whether you're in a trailer or an actual apartment, you have to have walls, or it's not a house. Saying in houses made of walls. We haven't got walls in our houses. Generally, it's to keep the temperature up from, it's to keep the weather off us. It's not because we're terrified that Mexicans are going to come in here and steal our fucking house off us and eat our Cocoa Pops. It's not that. But it's like saying that liberals hate walls whilst living in houses made of walls is like saying vegetarians think meat is murder, and yet that while standing there in a body made of meat. What am I, Steve fucking Austin all of a sudden? Am I RoboCop? Of course they're made of wood. This is the worst argument ever, but the next one is this, and this is Charlie Kirk. You can probably look at him. God, look at the size of his fucking head. His mother must have stitches up to her pissing forehead. And it's amazing because he's got a massive head, but clearly fuck all in there, right? Happy birthday, Charlie. He's fucking 14 today. Thanks for leading the fight to save America. Yeah, Charlie, I won't pull your finger, put it away. What I love about this is, remember, Charlie Kirk was the founder and is the guy in charge of, the guy who runs Turning Point USA, the organisation that made this poster. So what this is the internet equivalent of him buying a birthday card for himself and writing happy birthday to me, from me, and then putting it in the envelope and then sending it to himself. This is what you've done. You've said happy birthday to yourself. You absolute fucking loser. And look at this sack of shit. He couldn't pull a greasy string out of a cat's arsehole. Now let's move back to one of my favourites, Dave Rubin. Now, one thing Dave Rubin loves to do. First of all, thank you for the person who took the screen cap of this, because I can't see Dave Rubin's tweets because he's blocked me. Because free exchange of ideas and free speech absolutism and all that other jazz bollocks, right? One thing Dave Rubin does, and it pisses me off, is he's constantly fucking tweeting at people, whenever there's something, whenever someone's in the news, whatever, he's tweeting at them to come on his show. Now that's fine. I have no fucking problem. I, understand completely that he wants to, he'll ask anyone, right? He literally, we've seen his show. He will literally ask anyone. But he doesn't seem to realise that it's not exactly very professional to fucking just tweet at people. To say at someone on Twitter. And I think the reason you do it is you think it's going to encourage, it's going to make them come on it more because you've publicly called them out. Dave, I hate to break this to you, mate. Most people outside of this little internet bubble don't know who the fuck you are and don't care and never will. Right? And I admire you for trying, but it looks so pathetic when you sit there. You did a thing, Bill Maher, a couple of months ago. You sent out a tweet saying, "Oh, look at this liberal love fest on the last episode of Real Time with Bill Maher. Hey, at Bill Maher, I'm here. It's like, oh fucking hell, Dave, have some self-respect. God, you could use some. But this one was great. This one was brilliant. Couple progressives I'd love to sit down with, in no particular order, at Rob Reiner, at Sarah Silverman, at Michael Moore, Bernie Sanders, David Hogg, Senator Elizabeth Warren, Van Jones, Tom Perez, Chelsea Handler, Jimmy Kimmel, Anna Navarro, Rachel Maddow, Gavin Newsom. Obviously none of those people are going to get back to him, right? And, because they never will. Dave, send them an email, you fucking stupid prick. Even I don't tweet people saying, "Hey, do you want to come on my show? Come on my show, hey. I'd love to have you." I know you've had some people like Sam Harris and John People. Who the fuck are they? They're not on this fucking level, you fucking arsehole. Sarah Silverman. The problem is you've got this reputation for having these fucking jokes on there as well. You've had Sargon of Akkad, Blair White. You've had Bunty King, Chris Reagan as guests on your real fucking, legitimate media news show. Oh yeah, hello, I'm Dave Rubin. Welcome to my totally serious and fucking genuinely credible independent news show. I'll be talking today with some guy, some fat cunt from Swindon in England who's qualified in bugger all, who knows next to nothing, who's going to ramble on about shit he doesn't know about, but it's okay, I know even less, so fuck it, who cares? He's got 600,000 subs, so ka-ching, right? His name is Sargon of Akkad. Yes, that's it, folks. He's named after a 23rd century BC fucking Arcadian fucking emperor, right? Yeah, I'm not going to see these, but coming up on the Dave Rubin Report today, we'll be joined by Michael Moore, Bernie Sanders and Noam Chomsky. But before that, I'm going to have a sit down and have a discussion with very popular right-wing YouTuber Kill All the Jews 1488 about his alternative views on the Holocaust. This is the saddest one of all. I did a podcast a little while back, and I mentioned Jacob Rees-Mogg, right? This fucking, Lord Jacob Rees-Mogg, and I mentioned the fact that he looks like Walter Softy from the Beano, right? And apparently, I don't know, I doubt it was me. I'm sure a lot of people have cottoned on this, but the Beano, the official Twitter account for the fucking Beano, right, sent out this tweet, and it's brilliant, but it comes to our readers' attention that Jacob Rees-Mogg has been masquerading as Beano character Walter Softy Brown, a clear breach of our copyright, and then they've got a cease and desist letter. Right, now, it's great, right, but when you're a politician and you are so laughable, when you are such a ridiculous human being that you can get roasted by the fucking Beano, right? Not like Peter Cook and Private Eye, or not Chris Morris, or no, none of those people, none of those. No, by the fucking Beano. You should not only be forced to you can't be Prime Minister, you can't lead a party, you should be forced to resign and never work in politics again. You should go live in a darkened room without any fucking electricity because you just got rinsed by the fucking Beano. In poorly phrased news story of the day, North Korea missile could reach UK shores within months. Months. What are they doing, carrying the fucking thing? But I'm going to end with this one, folks, and this is actually not something that was on Twitter. However, this is a screenshot of a video that was made by our old friend Sargon of Akkad. And this is relating to the Count Dankula Nazi pug court case. Now, you may remember a little while back, Sargon tried to encourage to use his subscriber base in order to try and use them to sort of work together and try and sort of do something in order to try and get their voices heard. And he set up that petition to universities, asking dear universities. Please suspend all social justice courses until we figure out what the fuck's happening. Lots of love, Carl, or whatever. But he's decided to try his hand at getting his subscriber base to try and have a positive effect here and try and use them to try and help out Count Dankula. And this is what he's going for. #Free Dankula letter writing campaign. A letter writing campaign. First of all, he's been found guilty. Call me crazy, but if anything, I don't think you are going to have you're not going to change that. He's been found guilty, case closed, verdict given, right? That's the end of it. I'm not sure that the best way to get a judge to look upon Count Dankula favourably before sentencing him is to bombard them with a load of fucking gibberish from your mushy pea-brained fucking Sargonauts, sending them like just a load of just a huge mountain of fucking badly spelled fucking letters written in crayon. That's not gonna help. And I hope at the very least you've given them a fucking proper address. You haven't just put, dear Scottish judge, dear fascist bully boy. There's a part of me, does anyone else agree with me on this? That you think, do you not think that there's a part of these, there's something inside, there's a little bit that these people, they might be trying to help out and they might be outraged and that, but there's a bit of them that kind of wants him to go to prison just so they can. I know I'm sorry, I know that no one will admit or deny that, but it's just a feeling I get. There's a part of them that won't be completely disappointed. But if I was Count Dankula and I saw you, Sargon, had made this video, I would be, take it down, you fuck. You're gonna get sent to the fucking maximum security nonce wing at Broadmoor once your fucking donut-brained fucking smeg farmer subscriber base unload their fucking shit on them. I mean, go for it, I don't fucking care. And that's it, folks. My name's Brother Neuro. I think that's enough for now. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have enjoyed this video, please go give it a like, give it a subscribe, hit the bell icon, because apparently we've got to do that now. Right? Fucking don't get me started. If you've enjoyed my videos and you enjoy my content, please consider supporting me on Patreon. I require Patreon money to get it's my main source of income, and I really am I've been trying so hard. I've been working my arse off over the last couple of months. My last month, I thought I had one of the best months last month as far as high quality content goes. I'm really putting doing everything I can. So please, I need to get up to $600. That's all I'm asking for. Right? That's my fucking goal. And if most of the cunts on here fucking make, and I don't have a problem, with the fact that, people like Andy Warski and Sargon and Dave Rubin make shitloads of fucking money, like 20, 30 grand 40 grand a month on, you know, for making content that's 1,000 times shitter than mine. That's I can live with. All I want is to get to 600. I'm on just over 400. I need to get there. I'm determined to get there. I have to, and I need your help. So if you want to do that, if you want to help me out, do that. And I'll probably do. This was the winning, the winning video on a poll that I did, and the choice was between this or the Daily Mail comments video. If I'm able to tomorrow, I'll probably do the Daily Mail comments video tomorrow, and I'll probably try and do another podcast of the Anders Breivik Manifesto before, because I want to try and get a video out every day before Monday, when I am, and particularly I'd like to read the Anders Breivik Manifesto. I'd like to read something borderline sane before I subject myself to 28 days of Alex Jones. This has been Brother Neuro. Where there's no sense, there's no feeling. And where there's no feeling, you will find me. Good night. May God be less.
Nigga, that's that bullshit. Nigga, that's that bullshit. They got me fucked up right now on that bullshit. Nigga, that's that bullshit. Nigga, that's that bullshit. Got us fucked up in here on that bullshit. Nigga, that's that bullshit. Nigga, that's that bullshit. Got us fucked up out here on that bullshit. Nigga, that's that bullshit. Nigga, that's that bullshit. They got me fucked up right now on that bullshit. Same nigga hump the beat like a pussy. Fucking right, I put the dick on the track. Same nigga, you got out of jail. Same nigga that's about to do the day. So what the rapper got 90 more days. Should've never hit that bitch in the head. I know she pushing, you probably felt played. But the next time you gon' walk your ass away. Get your shit together. Nigga, get your mind right. Every nigga in is smarter than Albert Einstein, looking at it from hindsight. Hope the shit start sinking in. For us to sell, you be stinking in. No bitches, no titties, no pussy prints. Tell me why the fuck you wasn't thinking in. I said, the judge said, my ass. Tell your people how much that you're missing me. You love them talking to them from behind that glass. Hello, canteen line. I'm playing about 5 racks. Let me get that in coffee and hygiene and stamps and bugler packs. You mad cause I'm moving fast, so you're using that. Now you're out here talking shit, but bitch, I'm used to that.